This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. The government will do all it can to get Bahamians in need of work back into the workforce, as the country seems to be moving into a place of normalcy. Engliston Member of Parliament Glenys Hannah Martin on Saturday told reporters that the government is obligated and committed and must do all it can to ensure that people are able to find work.
And so, we'll have to see the National Training Agency will play a role in helping to prepare people, because we know to a large extent all of the surveys are showing that there's a skill deficit, and that hinders matching people with employment. So that we have to approach it on all fronts. It's governmental, it's non-governmental, but we want our people to be able to find work and to have a decent standard of living.
The minister noting that the scores of people that attended Saturday's job fair, dubbed Labor on the Blocks 2.0, is a reflection of the levels of unemployment in the country.
That's a reality that we have to face. I'm just hoping that out of this particular exercise, people will be able to find work. As I indicated earlier, not everybody has to live, and so not being able to provide for your family and for yourself is a very serious state. So I'm hoping that out of this, a significant number of people will be matched with employment and the pressures alleviated, and that where there are more, we will do all that we can to ensure that people find work.
Labor 2.0 was held on the grounds of the Columbus Primary School on Monday. The Magistrate Court complex on South Street was once again abuzz with activity, with an individual charged with a variety of criminal acts from stealing, fraud, possession of dangerous drugs, possession of an unlicensed firearm, unlawful sexual intercourse, armed robbery, and murder among them. Jcn Saunders was at the courthouse on Monday and filed this report.
Appearing in court number 10 before Magistrate Kendrick Kelly was Derico Bowe, a.k.a. Sparky, 28 years old, of Nassau Village. Bowe was charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. The particulars are that on Monday, May 4th, in New Providence, by means of unlawful harm, Bowe intentionally caused the death of Andrew Mackey. He was also charged with the attempted murder of Dentry Williams on May 4th. In addition to the first charge, Bowe was also charged with the April 30th murder of Arison Pratt. He was not required to enter a plea to any of the charges. The case will continue by way of voluntary bill of indictment on the 2nd of September. Bowe was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections and can apply to the Supreme Court for bail. That was not the end of the charges for Mr. Bowe. As it appears, he was also a part of an armed robbery ring, along with Devano Arnett, Machiavelli Jones, and Romaldo Clark, who was bound to a wheelchair. The quartet was charged with possession of a handgun which they used in a string of armed robberies between April 9th and May 1st, for which they are being charged. The men were accused of robbing their victims of vehicles, cell phones, maintenance equipment, and cash. The men were not required to enter a plea and have been remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. They will return to court on September 2nd. Additionally, Machiavelli Jones, who was outfitted with an ankle monitor, breached the conditions of bail he previously had and failed to pay a $500 fine stemming from an earlier drug charge. Magistrate Kelly informed him that any subsequent bail application would be revoked, and failure to pay the fine results in him spending 2 months at the Bahamas Department of Corrections beginning immediately. In court number 9, before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt, DiMaggio Lockhart, and Hartman Roll were expected to face charges of murder and attempted murder. However, the voluntary bill of indictment was not ready, and the matter was adjourned to October 19th. Also in court number 9, Roger Wallace, Shaquille Monroe, Raekwon Alexis, and Algeron Stubbs faced charges of attempted murder of at least 3 police officers, including Sergeant 2185 Seymour and Police Constable 3817 McKinsey, from an incident that took place in New Providence on April 30th. The men were also charged with possession of a black AK-47 rifle and a black Glock pistol and causing $988.68 in damage to a police vehicle. The men were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections, and the matter will proceed by way of a voluntary bill of indictment in September. Jcn Saunders, Jcn News.
Police need your help in finding 31-year-old Shantavia Evans, who was last seen at her residence, number 18 Excellence Estates, on March 12, 2022. Police, in issuing a missing person poster, describes Evans as being of a dark brown complexion, medium built, stands 5 feet 8 inches in height. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Shantavia Evans is asked to contact the Criminal Investigation Division at 502-9991 or 2. Or you can download the P3 Tips app to send information anonymously. In news from the crime front, police here on New Providence are on the hunt for 2 men wanted for 2 separate crime incidents. The Southeastern Division of Police, in issuing 2 wanted person posters, need your help in finding Gary Fox. Fox is wanted for shop breaking and stealing. While his age and last known address are unknown, police say Fox stands 5 feet 10 inches in height, is of medium brown complexion and medium build. Also wanted for assault with a deadly instrument and threats of death is Gerald Dorset. His age and last known address and height are unknown. However, he's medium built and dark brown in complexion. Police are appealing to anyone who may have information on the whereabouts of these 2 men to contact the Southeastern Division at 392-4333, your nearest police station, or call 919 or 911. In other news, 77 COVID-19 infections were confirmed in the Bahamas over the weekend. 17 cases were confirmed on Thursday, May 5th, 23 on Friday, and 37 cases were confirmed on Saturday, following a confirmed total of 468 RT-PCR tests completed over the weekend. 72 new cases were confirmed here in the capital. 36 of them were with a travel history. 2 cases were confirmed on Grand Bahama and 1 case on Abaco. That case also with a history of travel. And 2 cases were location pending. Total active cases in country now at 308. 9 people are being treated in hospital for the virus, all of them moderately ill. There's been no change in the COVID death toll, which stands at 798. 25 deaths are still under investigation. Over the course of 3 days, 24 people were reported recovered from the virus. The slight uptick in the number of newly confirmed COVID-19 cases in country in recent weeks, while relevant, is not a major point of contention as it pertains to the successful execution of national events like Junkanoo and regattas in the coming months. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture Mario Bolag contends as much, fielding questions from the media of if he feels the recent uptick is a red flag.
No, I don't think so. I think the most recent report came out, we got about 17 cases, I think, last week. I haven't seen any report since then, but I'm not too much concerned. I think the Bahamian people in itself has done a great job on safeguarding themselves and their families, and has been adhering to the protocols, and we continue to do that. And then again, of course, we encourage those who needs to be vaccinated to go ahead and get vaccinated. I think if we keep that down below 20, 25, that's a little bit higher on what we've been seeing in the past few months. But I believe that it will continue to be reduced, and I think the cultural events will continue to go on. I believe Bahamians they don't want to see us go back to the days of being locked down.
As for the concerns expressed by many as to whether that Carnival Road March, currently scheduled for May 20th to 22nd, could pose the threat of being a super spreader event, the culture minister says this.
I wouldn't say there's no concern, but I think that there was protocols that have been made to understand that were put in place by the medical professions. And also, too, that's supposed to be almost like a parade on drive-by. There shouldn't be no one in the streets. There should be people on the trucks, I was made to understand, and in vehicles. So it shouldn't be the norm that we've used to seeing. And so, again, if they adhere to the protocols, if they're going to be on the parade on the truck, then they should have masks on, or I think they need to be vaccinated or have an antigen negative test prior to going on the trucks. But I can't tell you the facts of the protocols, but I know there are some in place. So to say that that would be canceled, it's too early to see. We got another 14 days, I think, before that event. So let's watch the cases as it comes by. But I'm sure you, if the case rises, the medical professionals will make a decision that would be more beneficial to the baby.
Minister Boleg's comments are in stark contrast to that of Carnival Band Association President Raphael Deans, who last week at a press conference revealed that approval has been granted for a full on-road march of some 500 people. Mr. Dane, however, told the press that the initial clearance of 500 persons was a typo and that they were seeking the okay for between 1,000 and 1,200 persons. Well, that does it for news this evening. Once again, I'm Synovia Williams, and from all of us here at JCN News, have a wonderful evening.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.